6 p.m., please rise and join us for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. This is the Union Township Board of Trustees meeting, September 9th, 6 p.m. Mr. Campbell will let the record show all three trustees are present. Mr. Campbell, do we have any correspondence this evening?
Yes, sir, we have one, and it's a transfer of ownership with a liquor permit. It's from, it's going from Go in Ohio LLC, DBA doing business as Good to Go 111. Address is 1147 Marion Drive, Union Township, Cincinnati, Ohio 45103. That's being transferred to Big Mike's Gas and Go LLC, doing business as Big Mike's Gas and Go, 1147 Marion Drive, Union Township, Cincinnati, Ohio 45103. The police department has no objections, and Mr. McCormick says it meets all of the zoning code. And that completes correspondence.
All right, thank you. We'll move on. Proclamation special presentations. I'd like to introduce and welcome to the podium Leanne Watson, Executive Director, Claremont County Mental Health and Recovery Board, for a levy presentation.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for your time tonight. Can everyone hear me?
Yes, thank you.
All right, great. Again, thank you for your time. I will be brief. I see that you've got a very big agenda tonight, so I'll be respectful of your time. So I'm here tonight just to provide some information about our levy that will be on the ballot on November 4th. So this will be a renewal of our .75 levy, and that is brings about $3.3 million into our system every year, and that levy cost is $15 per 100,000 valuation. So that levy is very important to our community for several reasons, and I would like to point those out very quickly. First, that levy funding funds essential services for our community. It funds our crisis hotline. It funds our mobile crisis team. It funds school-based mental health services in all our districts in our county. It funds medication-assisted treatment for individuals that have a substance use disorder. It funds drug prevention services in all our schools. It also funds services for adults that have a serious and persistent mental illness. It also funds counseling services, and probably something that you are most interested in, it funds our crisis intervention team training for our first responders. I don't know if you guys are familiar with that CIT training. You probably have heard of that. I know that our chief has been through that. He was actually in the first class with me 14 years ago. Can you believe that? Wow. So that's some of the essential things, services that the levy funds. It also provides a safety net for our residents that do not have insurance. So it assures that people can get the behavioral health treatments, be mental health or substance use treatment that they need, regardless of the ability to pay. So again, that levy funding allows us to supplement services, the cost of services, so that people can get those services regardless of the ability to pay. I provided some information for you at your chairs that kind of goes over some of the key facts about our levy. It also has a QR code that'll lead you to our levy landing page, as well as our hashtag, which is Claremont Cares, which will lead you to our social media information. I also wanted to tell you that since COVID, we have seen a substantial increase in behavioral health concerns in our community as well as nationwide, particularly with our youth. We have seen a 42% increase in the amount of crisis calls and from our youth under the age of 17. So 42% increase in those calls just last year in 2024. The Surgeon General actually, in probably about 2 years ago, in 2022, stated that youth mental health is at a crisis level. And so again, it's very essential that we continue to have this funding to be able to have those services in our schools for our youth. I also wanted to share some more statistics just to give you a sense of the need in our community. We've had a 53% increase in our crisis services, so that includes our crisis hotline as well as our mobile crisis team. So a 53% increase since 2020. We've also had an overall, every year, we have a 17% increase in our crisis hotline calls and a 13% increase in school-based mental health services for our youth. Also wanted to tell you about an initiative that we are starting. Hopefully we will be going out for bid in October. We are starting a crisis receiving center it'll be at our office up on Claremont Center Drive. And so that'll be sort of kind of like a urgent care for behavioral health. It'll be a 24/7 point of access for behavioral health services for our community. And this has been a huge gap in our services for many, many years. So we're very excited about that. And thanks to the commissioners, they provided us with the opioid settlement money to be able to do that. But also the levy funding will help us with that as well. So we touch 25,000 people a year with our services. Our budget is about $8 million a year, and over one third of that is our levy dollars. So 1 in 8 people are touched each year with the services that we provide with this funding. And without this funding, we would unfortunately have to cut services and limit that access. So again, it's pretty essential to our community. We have been endorsed by the Township Association, so we're very grateful for that. And I just would request your support at the polls for our levy. And with that, do you have any questions? Can I answer any questions for you about our levy?
Trustee Dills?
I do. Ms. Swanson, thank you for coming out here tonight, by the way. Appreciate you taking your time to do that. It's not an increase in the levy, just a renewal of the existing one.
Yes.
Full support on this.
Thank you.
I don't know if my name means very much, probably not, but you're more than welcome to say that, hey, Trustee Dills fully supports it as well.
Well, I really appreciate that.
I do have a kind of a personal question for you. So
Yes.
it was with the Lee Claremont class, we took a tour of your all's facility. I asked this question then, but you hear all the time, we don't have a drug problem, we have a mental health problem, right? And I asked the question, besides throwing money at the wall, how do you solve the mental health? Because this question gets asked to me, why don't we have a mental health facility here? Why don't we have a homeless shelter here? Why don't we do? Well, I'm not a mental health expert, I don't know, but besides throwing money at the wall, how do you solve mental health problems? What does that mean? I don't know what that question means.
Well, that's a complicated question, but one of the things that we can do is start early. So prevention is really key to that. So if we can, and that's why that school-based mental health, that program we do in schools is very important. So if we can identify the problems early and try to prevent them from becoming more severe, that is very helpful. So we want to get the kids early, identify if there's any kind of risk factors, right? And there are. I mean, there's protective factors that keep kids from developing concerns, behavioral health concerns. So that's an easy answer. I mean, it's a complicated question.
Sure.
But
I get asked that question somewhat often, a couple times a year, and I don't have an answer. I don't know.
right.
So,
Well, it's prevention.
throw more money at the wall, hire more doctors. I don't know. So,
Right. Well, it really is.
okay.
If we can identify people early and prevent it, that's definitely the key. And so, like I said, that's why we're doing the program we do in schools.
Fair enough.
Yes, and medication is also, so treatment together with medication, because it is, mental illness is a brain illness, right? So, I mean, it does require medication as well.
Fair enough. Okay. Thank you.
Good question.
That's all I got, Chairman.
Trustee Becker?
Dr. Watson, this is the third time I've heard the pitch, and I love it.
I know. Did I do better this time?
You're doing great every time.
Okay, good, thank you.
You're doing
I
the Lord's
practiced.
work. Keep it up.
Thank you for
Are you
that.
saying you support a levy?
It's
I'm sorry.
no new taxes.
No new taxes?
No new taxes.
So I do have a question. What is the overall budget?
Our overall budget is around $8 million. We
Okay.
took about $1 million cut last fiscal year, and so we're down to about $8 million. And so our $3.3 million from the levy is over a third of our budget.
Okay.
So we are pretty lean and mean
Okay.
to serve, are we the 13th or 14th biggest county? Last I looked, I thought we were the 13th, but I just looked the other day and I thought it said the 14th. But that's a pretty small budget for as big of a county as we are.
$8 million budget. About how much of that you think goes towards the prevention aspect?
Ooh, you caught me. I would say probably not as big as we would like. I would say probably 30% of our budget is for prevention, and the rest of it is for treatment. And the only reason that is because, again, we have a limited budget, and so we've got to serve the greatest need, and so we are targeting the people that are the illest.
Right.
Illest, yes.
Yeah, essentially
And-
reactive to
Unfortunately,
that, but that's
yes.
70% of the budget. So that's what kind of the key thing, and it's not to poke or prod, but it's, I heard you say prevention and earlier, and the more preventive we can do, I kind of fundamentally believe that sounded like, well, if we can prevent and get out in front of everybody, there is an endless amount of money to be spent on that.
Well, I would
frankly.
love, yeah.
Which brings me to a philosophical point, and it wasn't to poke and jest, but I would love to hear from my board members as far as their perspectives on that overall, because it's, a year ago, year and a half ago, earlier, I'd shared something around the fact of, in the month of May, is National Day of Prayer. President Trump yesterday just called for America to pray in 2025 throughout the next year leading up to the 250th birthday for the country. And that's what I think about when I think about prevention, because I think about resilience. I think about physical, mental, spiritual, right, and educational. And I know that's where you're going, but it's a multifunctional type of attack that has to happen on that. And you shouldn't bear the sole burden of doing the preventative part.
Hallelujah. But we do, right? We bear a pretty big burden on that. And
Yeah.
I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No,
Susan.
you're right, but it sounds like it's roughly, around that $3 million mark, or around that $3.3 million mark. So again, not to poke or prod, but to be transparent to the community, or at least my understanding of it right now, if that .75 mil did not go forward, you would essentially be able to still do your reactive support for what the numbers are at right now, but we would be much less on the preventative. However, that gets to the point that's what's the tangible sometimes. It's a very difficult mission to measure, I'm sure.
Well, I tell you, what would be cut, I mean, we fund school-based mental health, we fund over $1 million for that out of our $8 million budget. So that's quite a bit. And then with our drug prevention, I mean, there's also drug prevention that we fund. But some of the things that would be at risk are, access to treatment, the quick access to treatment that people need when they need treatment. So, I mean, we really do have to focus on that. I mean, prevention is key, right? But, I mean, that's just how, when you've got a limited budget, you've got to focus on the people that are actually out there on the street needing the services.
Yeah.
Or I'd have Chief Reese over there calling me saying, what are you doing with these people on the street that aren't getting treatment?
Right. Which that's where we're at as well too, with being in a limited budget, because I know that our police and our fire, levies, not to talk about renewal, but as far as the budget and to have that type of hard dollars being spent on hard safety services is something that we've got to look at for Union Township for levies. So anyway, anytime I can have either one of these guys share their principles on levies, I'm happy to hear it. So I wanted to ask about just what your thought process is overall with the budget there. Do I get anything wrong there from what I'm saying in your perspective?
I wasn't taking notes.
Okay.
Nothing jumped out at me.
Okay. All right. Well, no, I appreciate the presentation, unless you got any questions or thoughts. But
Thank you,
Thank
Ms.
you.
Watson, appreciate it.
this is on the ballot when?
November 4th.
This upcoming November 4th.
Yes, this upcoming November 4th, yes.
Okay. All right.
Yes, we'd appreciate any support, yes, thank you. And did I answer your question? I feel like I didn't answer your question well enough on the prevention. Do you feel like I did? I don't want to leave you.
You said hallelujah. I agree with you. I mean, so, I think it's a whole community, and that's a
Yes.
difficult onion to peel. I don't, you may say it's your mission, I may say that it's not gonna rest fully on you, and there could be an unlimited budget or unlimited check that comes towards your program, but,
in a policy and governing position, I also think about where our taxpayers need to send money for things like safety services, which you're gonna work hand in hand with, but,
We do.
I mean, we see the brutal stuff that goes on in the country, and yes, it's circular. I mean, as far as mental health, preventative, reactive, so, but there
Right.
has to be a bigger solution from everybody, so. All right, well, thank you.
Thank you for your time. Appreciate
Thank
it.
you, thank you.
All right, gentlemen, moving forward with personnel actions. In the service department, Mr. Matt Taylor, if you'd like to present Danielle Wilson.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Logue. Tonight I am presenting to the Board of Trustees Daniel Wilson for consideration of employment with the Union Township Service Department as an administrative assistant. Ms. Wilson is a graduate of Western Brown High School and has a bachelor's degree from the University of Cincinnati. She has also served 10 years as a police officer for the city of Milford. She's a resident of Claremont County. In her spare time, she enjoys riding horses and competes in horse shows along with high-mile endurance races. Ms. Wilson has successfully completed all pre-employment phases for the administrative assistant position. I would like to request that the Board of Trustees appoint Danielle Wilson to the position of administrative assistant. Ms. Wilson's start date will be September 10th, 2025.
All right, thank you, Mr. Taylor. Gentlemen, we're being asked to have a motion to hire Ms. Wilson for position of administrative assistant, rate of $28.50 per hour, effective date of September 10th, 2025. I'd like to take that motion and open the floor for your discussion.
You want to make the motion? Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah,
So moved.
So moved.
Second.
All right, gentlemen, questions, comments for Ms. Danielle?
Danielle, hey, welcome.
Thank you.
So, two notes I took. What was the, you gotta tell me the training, police officer, City of Milford, Service Department, Union Township, like what was the transition, like what?
So I left City of Milford about 2.5 years ago,
Yeah.
to get my kids, be home with them for a while, get them
Got
to
it.
school. When I left law enforcement, I left it at the door, like,
All right.
it was never my future to go back to law enforcement, and this popped up, I'm like, I think this would be great. My
Mr.
kids are all in
Taylor.
school and ready to get outside the, being a mom full
Yeah.
time.
Mr. Chair, don't be surprised if Chief Reese or Lieutenant Blankenship recruits her from you, you know? What was your toughest race? You said you did quite a few.
75 miles,
Nice, where at?
in Michigan.
Awesome,
Yeah.
awesome, yeah. Was it one way or is it like the loop?
We do loops, so
Yeah.
you do like 25, 15, 50, however the ride sets it up, then you have vet holds and you get to
Yeah.
let your horse eat and then get back on and do it again.
Yep,
So
yep,
much fun.
yep. I did 100 mile down in Tennessee, so I get it. That's awesome. The Chairman, that's all I got, sir.
Trustee Becker?
Trustee Dills asked the question that was on my mind. It sounds awesome. I think you can never go wrong when you focus on your family, your
Thank
kids
you.
particularly.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'd say welcome aboard.
Thank you.
That's all, Chairman.
All right, thank you. Yeah, definitely exciting times here at Union Township. You get the experience from City of Milford, but then also an understanding of what, large jurisdiction is like. So I'm sure Mr. Taylor looks forward to having you on the team there. So
Thank you.
I'll go ahead and ask for a roll call, Mr. Campbell.
Mr. Dills?
Yes.
Mr. Becker?
Yes.
Mr. Logue?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Congratulations, Daniel.
Thank you.
It's okay. Congratulations.
Welcome, congrats.
Congratulations. And yeah, Daniel, hang out for 1 second, and we'll get our picture with you. That's all right. Yeah, great.
All right, personal actions for administration. Mr. Wright, if you would, please introduce Miss Lisa R. Lisa, come to the podium.
Thank you, Mr. Logue. So I think, one of the most critical aspects of being an effective organization is you have to have good people in the pipeline to prepare for an inevitable departure, whatever that is. And, illness, injury, who knows? And I've had the unique privilege of being able to work with, some new department heads over the last year and a half, and then some experienced guys that have been around a while, and some folks that were new to the township. And I think that one of the things that I noticed throughout the last, say, year and a half, maybe a little bit over a year and a half, almost 2 years now, was that Ms. R has continually produced above and beyond in every project that we have provided her with, and continues to excel. I believe that she has demonstrated the level of skills and commitment to the township, her knowledge base from her employment at the city of Mason. It's a very diverse, it's a big operation, a lot of good things going on, and she continues to show us, what she has learned there. Lisa has a pretty diverse background, has a bachelor's degree in communications, has some prior management experience from outside of her public sector life as a public sector employee, and continues to grow and enhance our operation on a day-to-day basis here. So with that, I am recommending that we promote Lisa R. to the position of to the Assistant Township Administrator, an annual salary of $110,000, effective date tomorrow, start early, first thing. And I look forward to, her continued growth in this organization and learning and supporting our operations in more capacity than she's already doing, so.
Thank you, Mr. Wright. Gentlemen, asking for a motion to promote Ms. Lisa R. to the position of Assistant Township Administrator, annual salary $110,000 with an effective date of September 10th, 2025. Do we have that motion?
So moved.
Second.
All right. Mr. Dills, do you have any comments?
Lisa,
Go on the fence post?
I'm thinking
Yes or no
about
there,
it. I'm
Joe?
thinking about it. You got your family here, and I don't think, I've seen your daughter at the police night out, but I haven't seen the rest of them. Can you introduce them real quick?
Yep, my husband is in the green back there, Jason. And then my oldest, she is 7, Reese. And then the one that just dropped down, she's 4, and it's Adley.
Yeah. Well, Lisa, most of the time I'm a jokester by trade. You can blame that on my mother. But I'll be a little bit serious for 1 second. I agree with what Mr. Wright said completely. And it's important, if he retires or gets hit by a bus tomorrow, you got to have your replacement. And it is an absolute no-brainer. I think this should have been done a while ago. I'm glad it's happening now. And hands down, you are the right person for it. And so just make it loud and clear, if you could, to Miami Township, City of Loveland, Mason, Batavia, all the other surrounding areas that you are off limits, and you got to stay here. It's all I ask. So, but congratulations, and it's well deserved. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Trustee Becker?
After hearing that endorsement from Mr. Wright, everything I had negative to say just kind of went out the window. Now, hey, when we first, I guess we're discussing creating that position that you got hired for, I was skeptical. I mean, it should be part-time, full-time, is this going to be good value for the taxpayers? That's what was going through my mind. Since then, very glad we hired you. You have, met, exceeded expectations. From me working directly with you, I found you to be, personable, professional, well-organized, and a hard worker. I think this is a great move for everybody, and particularly the taxpayers of Union Township. You have my full support.
Thank you.
Lisa, I long made it one of the primary priorities. I wanted the entire township, team to be focused on that whole transparency, accountability, communication front, and driving forward with the tools and the resources to be in place. And you and your position was brand new to the township. And Trustee Becker, to your point, being skeptical, I think I remember saying, John, if you feel like you have to be communicating it on Facebook and next door neighbor, then there's something broken at the township, and we need to have someone like Lisa doing that for us. And doing it, you have. You've done incredible for Union Township, for the people of Union Township, for the people that do their jobs day in, day out. There's so much good that the police, the fire, the service department, planning and zoning even, right, that are going through day-to-day motions, that you having the strategic vision to be able to say, how do we communicate this? How do we better connect with the residents? How do we better serve the residents? So when it's urgent and timely, it's impactful. And that shows because, you guys are both incredible to my left and my right here, but I would also, say that moving into a general election season too, there's absolutely no opposition to both of these guys for their reelection for Township Trustee. And I say that that is a hard black and white fact, an endorsement from the community at how great Union Township is doing at delivering transparency, accountability, communication. And I give you so much credit to being able to take vision, policy guidance that gets put out there, working hands in hand with people like Mr. Wright and our directors, and being able to continue to execute. And now you get to have even more of a challenge and deliver even more. And, and that is a core function of this position, is always being able to, I say, effectively communicate on behalf of the taxpayers and show the value and the resources that go back to them. And I know you're gonna do a wonderful job at that. You've already been doing that. You're gonna continue to take it to the next level. So we really appreciate that. So thank you for your time and your family. Thank you for loaning her to us for the time that you do. And just know she's making the community better for, the families and families like yours and everyone else in the community. So it's really been impactful. So thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Wright, any further comments there? All right, Mr. Campbell, roll call, please.
Mr. Dills?
Yes.
Mr. Becker?
Yes.
Mr. Logue?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Congratulations. I'm sorry, did you want to say something? You're like, I've got something right here. Can we do another quarterly report? Congratulations. All right, gentlemen, if we go ahead and we'll get a picture down here with Ms. R. and Ms. Danielle. Congratulations. Or afterwards? Yeah. It just seems like discretion. I gotta learn about it. All right, gentlemen, moving forward, public comments. Not seeing that we have any public comments. Is anyone here for public comments? Okay, seeing none. Department reports. Fire and Emergency Medical Services, Chief Austin Clements, please.
Thank you, Mr. Logue. In the month of August, the fire department responded to 164 fire and service calls, 509 emergency medical responses. We made patient contact with 460 patients, and we transported 385 of those patients. We completed 1,058 hours of training, took part in 10 public education details, hosted ride time for EMT students, a total of 72 hours, completed 2 life safety inspections and 11 inspections with the Claremont County Building Department. And that concludes my report.
Thanks, Chief. Trustee Dills, any questions?
No, Chief, well done. Thank you, sir.
Trustee Becker?
No, I'm good.
Police Department Chief Anthony Reese.
Thank you, Mr. Logan. In the month of August, the Communications Center handled 4,921 calls for service for police, fire, and EMS, and our clerks handled 487 juvenile and adult court-related documents for court. Our records section also processed 119 court notices requiring an officer's appearance in court, processed 10 Rule 16s for the prosecutor's office, issued 1 vendor permit, handled 168 records requests, and redacted 29 body camera videos. In the area of public affairs, our officers conducted or attended 2 events. The first was our police night out that we put on back in August, which was received very well from the public. And the second event was the start of our 20th Citizen Police Academy, which will run for the next 12 weeks. In the area of operations, our officers took 369 incident reports, 128 crash reports, conducted 433 traffic stops, issued 174 citations, 279 warnings, made 92 criminal arrests, 95 traffic arrests, and served 77 warrants. Our Honor Guard in the month of August participated in 4 events. They presented the colors at not only our township night out, but Pierce Township's police night out, and they also presented the colors at the Batavia Rotary Club's annual golf outing. They also, which our command staff attended, I was very proud of them. They also handled funeral ceremonies for Williamsburg PD's K-9 Braggie, which passed away last month at Williamsburg High School. In the area of training, our officers attended 152 hours of training. That included all police department employees. And we currently have 2 open positions for the position of police officer in the department. That concludes my report, sir.
Thank you. Trustee Beckers, or Trustee Dills?
I have a funny story to share about our police department. So I'm driving back from Fairfield at 9 o'clock at night. That's my daughter does gymnastics out there, and it's a 30, 40-minute drive back. And my oldest daughter is 16, and my son is 7. They're both at home. My daughter calls me on my way back home, so it's like 9:15, 9:20, and she's like, "Dad, we got a problem." I'm like, "What's up?" And she starts laughing, and she's like, "Well, Gunner, my son, put on handcuffs around his ankle, just the one ankle, and because for Christmas I bought him legit, real, like metal handcuffs, right?" And I start laughing, and I'm like, "All right, well, I'll see what I can do when I get home." So I get home 9:30, 9:40, and I'm like, he's crying, he can't get them off, and it's past bedtime, and I'm trying to get these handcuffs off. I cannot get them off. He obviously lost the keys, and I'm taking lotion all over his foot and everything. I can't get this thing off. He's crying, and I'm like, I don't know what to do. We're just going to go to the police department. So hopefully they can do something. And I'm driving, and I actually see an officer stopped, probably doing a report or something. He's by himself, and I'm like, "Hey, I need your help. You're to laugh at this." And I pull Gunner out, and Officer Davidson is who it was. And I tell you what, because, you know, to be a police officer, you got to have also a good personality. And Gunner's crying. He's, you know, whatever. He's got a handcuff around his ankle. And an officer comes over, makes him laugh, lickety split, pulls out some kind of tool, gets it off. And but truly, like, and then Gunner starts laughing, flipped it around. And so pretty funny. And if luckily my 7-year-old, because who in the world would watch these meetings on a Tuesday night, so my son would never see this because he'd be very angry if I told the story. And so, but it was just funny. Officer Davidson did an excellent job. It was funny, made my son relaxed and calm, and it was cool. So he did a good job and all that. So I didn't want to have to go to the police station, but good story. So second thing is I'm actually in the Citizens Police Academy as we speak. It's actually tonight downstairs. Obviously, I'm missing it, but man, I'm really glad I'm doing it. I'm learning a lot, more than I ever thought I would. You know, I'm like, oh, I'm a trustee, I've never been, we do this, I should go, and finally I'm going, and learned a lot, and it is fun. Actually really enjoyed it. Everyone, the whole class loves it. Your officers are doing a great job, by the way, so every one of them, they're just studs. They're all doing a great job, and answer everybody's questions, and just friendly and just presentable. So, Chief, I don't know, I assume you or Lieutenant Hines pick, or maybe Lieutenant Blankenship picks whoever does it, but whoever's doing it, every night has done a great job. So Citizens Police Academy has done very well, professional, and it's good, so for what it's worth.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, sir. That's all I got, Mr. Chairman.
Trustee Becker.
Trustee Dills, that was a great story.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, that's good stuff. And with the police academy, I went through that, I don't know, some years ago, and very rewarding.
It is.
It's well worth the time. A lot of fascinating work that, what those guys do. Hey, Chief Reese, I have, on the call-out report, one I wanted to ask you about. This was August 17th on Barg Salt Road. The witness of the offense observed a vehicle stopped on Barg Salt, heard several gunshots, smoke coming from the driver's window of the vehicle. Police responded, warrants were issued, a guy went to jail, got incarcerated. He was charged with improper handling of firearms and discharging a firearm near prohibited premises. What was the prohibited premise? What can you tell us about that?
So the incident you're talking about, not quite as nefarious as it might sound. This was actually a subject who was test firing a new gun that he purchased. He figured this area of Bark Salt was remote enough that he could do it safely. Unfortunately for him, somebody did witness it, and one of our officers was able to stop the vehicle. The charges emanate from the improper handling, which would be firing it from a car.
From a car.
Is illegal.
Yep.
And the second charge is the fact that he fired it across the street
Across the road?
in an area that's residential, so.
That's what I was thinking it must be.
Right, I mean, obviously, the potential for somebody to get hurt there is pretty serious, so we have to take that serious, obviously.
He'll probably be smarter about it now next time
I'm
he's
sure
test
he will.
firing. All right, good story, all right, thank you.
Yes,
That's
sir.
all I have, Chairman.
All right, thank you. Hey, thank you, Chief. Has there been any updates or new information about first draft type of products and AI as far as trying to do a test or test pilot and looking at just on the product lines that are out?
Yeah, we're gonna move on that right now. We're kind of halfway through our contract year with body cameras. There is, I think we've talked about this, there is product out there that has those capabilities. Whether or not Axon will let us do that on a trial basis, we'll have to find out. But if that's something that the township wants to pursue, there's an avenue for that.
Okay. And I'm sure, between yourself and the team, you're keeping somewhat of an eye definitely out there as far as the coming utilization of new technology that helps be more impactful with the outcome base and efficiency of the taxpayers' spend. I know some of these things can seem like there's an upfront cost, but again, if we're able to be more effective with our police force and less paperwork or less reports versus actual policing, that may be a benefit. Likewise, there's another, I don't believe I've mentioned this before, but I want to believe that Flock Safety has one of the product line where it is tied in. I know we have a dispatch center conversation later tonight, but it's tied in with your dispatch center. And let's say a 911 call comes into your dispatch center, a drone automatically goes up and goes to where the point of call is and has eyes, audio, everything on display, so that it can, this instance right here, a guy's just shooting a gun in his car on Barg Salt Run, we gotta send a police officer, one of, not a whole lot that we have probably sitting around the township idle, without getting into the specific numbers, up for something that may be a threat or may not be a threat, but at the very least, let's say it is a threat, we've got immediately more information for those officers on their arrival, or it's not a threat, and we don't even need to dispatch someone potentially because we've already sent, a drone, and it's got there in 30 seconds, 60 seconds, time of flight across the township, you name it, and it's back to the dispatch center. So I think that those are some really interesting technology adaptions to be looking for the local government structure, and especially a structure like ours where we got 50,000 residents, swells to 100,000 residents during the day with the work population, and we're always trying to look at being able to do more with less. It's tough to recruit, hire police officers, so good use of humans for human activities and a good use of machines for machine type activities. And that's just kind of the preference that I want to continue to put on the radar. So, appreciate it. share that also in detail, just for our fellow board members to hear my perspective on it. All right, over to the Service Department, Mr. Matthew Taylor.
Thank you, Mr. Logue. In the Cemetery Division, from August 1st through the 31st, 18 burials were performed, generating $7,625. 4 resident graves were purchased, generating $2,800. 1 non-resident grave was purchased for $1,700, and 5 columbarium niches were purchased for $2,400. 4 cremation scattering gardens were purchased for $2,400. The total amount generated for the period was $24,337.80. In the Parks Division, landscape area maintenance continues on all the township properties. And in the Road Department, they repaired and filled 94 potholes on 7 township roads, and a total of 36 work orders were completed by the Road Department staff. And the final thing, September, just a reminder to everyone, September 20th is the lantern lighting ceremony at Mount Moriah. And that concludes my report.
Thank you, Mr. Taylor. Trustee Dills?
Mr. Taylor, just, your team's doing a fine job. Parks look good. I was there several days last week. What's the status on the park at Veterans Park?
So there's like 3 items we have to finish. One is, so there's been a delay from the manufacturer on the blue turf. That wasn't on the contractor, but that should be in this week, by the end of the week, and that should be installed. And then all that's left are the 3 sidewalks. And 2 of them are already dug out. My guess is they'll be poured tomorrow, and the 3rd one, and then it's just basically rough grading, seeding, and chill.
Fair enough. Okay.
And then I can do the comfort zone is just missing the shades. Those should be in this week as well. And then the picnic tables are already there. We just have to, once we get the shade structures installed, we will install the picnic tables. And then at the splash pad, it is operational.
The soccer club is doing a fine job of keeping those nets up, by the way.
Okay.
I made sure to check those out, so those are all good, so, but I appreciate the update, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Trustee Becker?
Yeah, Mr. Taylor, you made residents happy over on Deer Valley in the Rumpke Road area. The street looks beautiful, and you know how it is. When the residents are happy, then the trustees are happy, so good job. Thank you for that. That's all, Chairman.
Thank you. Yeah, Mr. Taylor, thanks for the great work. Planning and zoning, Mr. McCormick.
Thank you, Mr. Logue. For the month of August, in terms of inspections for violations, we had 39 inspections, 27 complaints, 2 unfounded complaints, 7 warning citations, 9 15-day noncompliance letters, 2 30-day violation letters, 12 cases resolved, 386 illegal signs removed, 26 violations for the month, 21 re-inspections of violations, and 1 nuisance. In terms of permit activity, we had 1 commercial permit, 10 changes of use, 12 signs, 1 temporary sales permit, 5 single-family dwellings, 3 additions, 3 decks, 8 accessory structures, 16 permits for pools or fences. For 59 permits for the month and a revenue of $8,965 and an additional $300 in fire department revenue. The other thing that was not in your reports I was going to mention is we finally started receiving applications for the Mount Carmel revitalization grant. 2 will be out for award tomorrow. I'm doing the paperwork for those now. 1, I'm waiting for 1 document, and then that one will be included. And we expect another 3 within the next week or so, and potentially another 6 to 8 before it's all said and done. So we are finally starting to see applicants for that. And the other thing related to Mount Carmel is you may have noticed the McDonald's is open in Mount Carmel, and Wawa should follow soon after. And that concludes my report.
Thank you, Mr. McCormick. Trustee Dills?
Mr. McCormick, well done. Good job, sir. Appreciate you. Thank you.
Trustee Becker?
Yeah, I'm good, thanks.
Hey, thank you, Mr. McCormick. Mr. Taylor, I do have one go back. Were you able to investigate any on the fitness?
Yes, I have one option, but I'm sure there's others. We're just looking at funding.
Yeah. What type of range of rough order magnitude of funding? So I have no idea, and I want to share with the board members. So it's actually really timely with this presentation we had earlier tonight about mental health recovery boards, because it gets to the aspect of the pillar of physical for your resiliency and being preventative for people's mental health. And that is, I was at a outdoor facility and I came across what I'd say a rather streamlined looking section of equipment that was for your pull-ups, back pulls, crunches, dips, all of that. And I know that I was just curious to see what is the rough order of magnitude and what those funding is. And you can imagine parents, grandparents, I know you've gone out on some of the different equipment, but with your kids or whoever it may be are playing at the playground, you can also do some pull-ups and keep yourself healthy and be active as you're kind of constrained to watching your little ones play.
You're right on that.
So,
It was roughly in the range of 300 to 330,000.
yeah,
So I was trying to find some grant funding that was paid for. Well, to be honest with you, I was trying to find something that would pay for it all.
Yeah.
But I'll talk to.
it's something to keep, yeah, it's just something I wanted to have. I like to always at least just know what is within the range of possible or what's unacceptable, or you just got to know. You got to ask the question. Even if you don't like the answer, you got to ask the question. Trustee Dills, please.
Mr. Taylor, I forgot. I wanted to give a shout out to this local Planet Fitness here. I ran into the owner up there, and it turns out he owns 60 locations. I had no idea that many. Former police officer for New York City, and he lives here now. And he said to me that whenever he's got a lot of used equipment from all of his locations, so if we ever need equipment for our police, fire, service department, whatever, he did say, just give him a call, I got his cell phone number, and he'll be more than happy to donate whatever we need if he's got it in stock. So it's kind of cool. So I just want to make sure to let you know that, and don't let me forget that. So,
I will reach out to you, sir, because as we build the new service garage
Yeah.
or remodel it, might be something we could use.
yeah, great guy. So I just want to make sure I put you in touch with him. And I mean, that's kind of neat, a local business willing to just give it to us for free for that. So that's all I got, Mr. Chairman.
Yeah, no, that's great. I immediately go to thinking about the fitness facility at the water tower station and on 125. I see Mr. Clemens shaking his head, yes. I don't know if some of that old equipment is still there.
We've made some upgrades.
Yeah.
But we're always looking to continue to make improvements.
Sounds great. Mr. Becker, did you have something additional?
No, I'm just thinking a corporate donation of that nature, I believe is going to be a tax deduction for the donor. Maybe other businesses can take note. They can make some money getting rid of some old equipment. Win-win.
Yeah, I believe we've stepped over that issue with the Community Improvement Corporation, I believe, being able to be our entity that can do that processing. So I know that was an early question. Hey, if we had something that someone wanted to gift, how does it actually impact them? And so I see Mr. Wright saying, yeah, it's all figured out now. So, okay. Over to Mr. Wright, administration.
Thank you, sir. Splash pad's open through September. It's a little cold, but the kids seem to approve. We've got a little bit of repairs we have to make at the end of the season, but it was important that we got it open this year. We said we would get it open this year, and it is open this year. Matt and his crews continue to do some refinement on the drainage around there, and I think it's going to look great next year when we open it. Whenever that is, it'll be sometime in early May or late April. It's never too cold, I guess, for them. So, Veterans Park Playground, Matt talked about that, just a little bit of finished work there. We're in the final week of planning for the Jungle Gyms fireworks, and, well, I take it back. Union Township Fireworks in partnership with Jungle Gyms and RJ's. And this year, we are celebrating Jungle Gym's 50th anniversary, so we're including a drone show that'll kick off just before the fireworks. So it'll be a little bit longer, and
It's this Saturday, right?
yeah, this Saturday, yep. And traveling well, planning's well underway. I think this is going to be a fabulous event. Anybody that was here previously remembers how moving that tribute was. I'm really looking forward to it again this year. We started our roundabout landscaping, finally. It has cooled off enough, and so those beautification enhancements are occurring right around the corner here on the I-Colts roundabouts. Duke Energy had some supply issues on some bracket arms for the trail, but as you can see, if you walk back there, the concrete is nearly complete. Well, we have the ability to let the concrete cure about 30 days, and we'll be able to get light traffic back on it to complete the light installation. So the brackets are in, they just didn't come in time. So, but that is underway. Mark is still working on the EV charger grants. That process has been beyond challenging. We did receive systemic safety funding for some sidewalk improvements along Old 74. This a little bit of back history. The Old 74 improvements through the Buxton area. They originally, I remember, had some sidewalks on it, if I recall, and magically they disappeared during the value engineering phase of the Buxton Old 74 project. Some of that was due to some alignment shifts. So the state was gracious enough to fund a systemic safety application to at least restore some walks in that area to get some more pedestrian connectivity. It doesn't completely solve it, but it gives us sort of a bridgehead there to kind of build off of. So that's good news. We have renovations underway at Buxton at the new service facility. There's a whole lot of resolutions this evening, and most of those are related to TIF extensions. I do have to apologize in my report. I forgot there is no cases tonight, but we do have some other things to go through. We are going to advance some text amendments to deal with short-term rentals. There was pretty vigorous discussion at the BZA the other evening about that. We are finalizing the Klepper parcels with ODOT, so that is good news. I think we're be able to put 3.7 acres back in play here very soon. So that will be very good. The other items this evening, and they're on the agenda, there's some larger IT and communications center related issues that, I want to have a significant discussion or at least brief the board about, because they are not small ticket items. One is our 911 CAD, computer aided dispatch system, and dispatch consoles, which are both sort of at the end of their useful life. And it's one of those things that we can't wait for it to break before we fix it. The other thing is our aging access control security system, which is essentially what secures all of our facilities. Again, that's 21, 22 years old. It's like trying to run a spaceship with a graphing calculator. It doesn't work. It doesn't work. So, two of those things are big ticket items. They're going to be relatively expensive. It's things that we can phase in over time, which is good, and all of that. There's one other item for discussion about plate fees. We need to pursue additional revenue. We have the ability under ORC 4504-181 to raise plate fees. Every dollar of that will be dumped back into our road program if we do that. And I wanted to have a discussion for the board, just talk to you about the process and what that looks like or whatever. And then we had some great candidates tonight. We pleased that backfilled the administrative position and the administrative assistant position in the service department, and we can get some kind of restored to normal activity there, and looking forward to Lisa getting into this and learning more too. So I think it's all in all been a positive month for us. So.
Trustee Dills.
Good job, Mr. Wright. The last month's zoning case, have you heard any update? Did Mr. Fraley and that builder come to an agreement?
So, Mr. McCormick actually went out and conducted a field review And, you know, he has the scars to prove it, literally, because he had to walk through a briar patch or 3 out in, I mean, it's pretty rugged terrain over there.
Is it a workers' comp claim?
No, it didn't rise to that level. But he got torn up a little bit in the briars and all that. I know he spent a lot of time. He met with them. Did you meet with him a separate time as well?
Are we gonna hear that case again?
Yes, I always keep a machete in my car.
Nice.
It was a good thing that I had it because we walked through the difficult way to get back there. And,
You're not
it
kidding?
seems like there's an agreement pending, but they were waiting to have a surveyor go out there and mark the line. And I think they'll be back probably at the next meeting.
Okay, so I want to accommodate the neighbors, but that builder has every right, it's his land. So I don't want to take advantage of him and his time. I'm sure he wants to get started before the weather breaks for winter. So maybe give Mr. Fraley a nudge and say, hey, you're going to have to compromise or just, you know. that kind of
My
thing.
understanding is they met again, and
Okay.
he was just trying to pin him down to get something in writing so that there was no wiggling after the fact about
Right.
what they agreed to.
Okay, no sweat. Mr. Wright, great job on Lisa. Just challenge you to make sure she works with Mr. McCormick, works with you. You know, she becomes a Corey Wright 2.0, just like Mr. Geist did with you. We want to do the same thing. And I'm going to steal that, a spaceship and graphing calculator. I mean,
Yeah.
I'll steal it out. Well done. Yeah. So. The rest of the stuff we'll go over when we get to the resolutions and talk about it. So, good stuff. Thank you, Mr. Wright.
Yes.
Trustee Becker.
I'm just sitting here envisioning Mr. McCormick,
Yeah,
you know, with a machete
Yeah.
and, you know, wearing a safari hat or something out in the briars, hacking his way through.
Did you have a technique you want to show us?
I have an axe also and the hat in the car,
I actually believe
which
you.
I always keep in there for my camping and fishing gear, so
Any pictures or proof at all?
I do.
Oh, okay. You want to put them up on the screen?
That's
Next time he does it, can we fly a drone over him?
Yeah.
Get some video.
Yeah, let's do that.
That's all I have, Chairman.
Thanks. Mr. Wright, how's the, I'm not a supporter of it, but how's the electric vehicle issue moving
Well-
forward? And what was that? Is that $900,000 of federal tax dollars?
It's about, I think about 900,000 all in, and some of that was toll money from the state of Ohio, that they pledged toll credits to that. Truth be told, Mr. McCormick and I have lamented about this frequently. When they pitched the program, it was sold as easy as pie, and it has been nothing but complicated, and part of that's been exacerbated by the fact that a lot of the folks with most experience at ODOT are now fully on the Brent Spence Bridge project. That's basically an all-hands-on-deck project. And
As it
so we
should
have
be.
people that are learning as they go there, and we are having to kind of go around and figure things out and do it by committee. We're almost there. Mark's got some contract documents that he's got to send them, but a key milestone was reached today. OKI updated they're going to recommend the STIP or the TIP or whatever they call it. It's included in there. They advanced the whole thing because we're going to advance it as a design build project because we can achieve some efficiencies on the design side and not pay an engineer to engineer it and then bid it out. It's kind of got to be, they're all at risk. They have to do it, and we're allowed to do that per ORC. That has apparently melted brains at ODOT because they don't understand the design build process. They understand the design bid build process.
Waterfall.
Yeah. And so there was they had to advance the DD and the construction phase together, and we appreciate them working through this. I mean, I'm never going to be ungrateful for a grant opportunity, but it's just been a pretty challenging project. I think we're right at the end of the tunnel, though. So,
Okay.
Yep.
Well,
I'll spare any further updates until we actually get an award, letter, a funding commitment, and we're putting out the proposals. So,
okay. Yeah. Well, and I appreciate that. Just, my discussions with OKI in the past is these grant programs, right there, we're out there for the EV programs, et cetera. And it's like, wow, could the federal government just maybe do grant funding for hard items that are needed, like roads, bridges, that, and that's exactly what OKI was, yeah, trust me, we know, right? But at that point in time, that was the prior administration. Then moving forward, we have a new administration that was clearly on the path of not wanting to continue the reliance on, rare earth minerals that come from China and different slave trade type of mining. And at the same rate, it's just like, is that what our residents want? Do they want that? I still have not heard from any of them. So anyway, I lament on the overall issue, but how many, Mr. McCormick, you may recall this, how many charging stations in level 2 and level 3 that Wawa's gonna have?
I don't know how many Wawa's gonna have. I think they're gonna have an area reserved for them, but I don't know how many.
I thought they had 4 or 6 planned. If anyone remembers from their presentation, do you remember their presentation?
I just remember that their Wawa means Canadian geese.
That's right.
And I hate it.
You absolutely do. So, all right, well, no, I appreciate it. Thanks for keeping up the great work, Mr. Wright. Appreciate it. All right, gentlemen, moving forward, we have no public hearings tonight. Old business, seeing none. Open the floor if you have any. That's not on the agenda. New business, item alpha is the consent agenda. And we're seeking a motion to approve the consent agenda consisting of item 1, approval of meeting minutes, Alpha and Bravo, August 12th, 2025 regular meeting minutes, and August 12th, 2025 zoning meeting minutes. Item 2, approval of payments is prepared by Mr. Campbell, fiscal officer, and item 3, approval of monthly financial report is prepared by Mr. Campbell, fiscal officer. Do we have that motion?
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion, gentlemen? Hearing none, roll call, Mr. Campbell.
Mr. Dills?
Yes.
Mr. Becker?
Yes.
Mr. Logue?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Item Bravo, motion agenda. Item 1, approval of purchase orders. If we have that motion to approve, and we'll enter discussion for Mr. Wright to present.
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Wright?
Sure. Thank you, Mr. Logue. The bulk of these, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 purchase orders. The first 8 purchase orders are to Total Quality Logistics for their economic development reimbursement agreements from December 2024, January 25, February 25, March 2025, April of 2025, May of 2025, June of 2025, and July of 2025. So this is not us. They were behind on their submittals, and they dropped them all on us at once. So kudos to Mr. Campbell's staff for producing those. Those are in the amounts of $28,780.76, $29,042.36, $73,389.65, $31,123.22, $29,605.95, $56,294.17, $28,637.80, and $29,476.12. We certainly appreciate all the detail they provide us with, though, because they do make the reimbursement process very easy, our friends over there. So, and this is a portion of just earnings taxes that are rebated back that are collected by the district. It's part of a economic incentive. So, next purchase order is for the Baldwin Road landslide repairs for in the amount of $150,000. The trustees have, just a note, you guys have already approved that via DocuSign because it was time sensitive. We wanted to get the agreement back to them. That was a project that was authorized in October of 2023. Echelon by 360, this is the second half TIF settlement for phase 1 of Echelon, $48,307.49. Just a note here. Next year, you will see a much larger settlement on this because apparently, again, we had issues with the first half tax bills, and then I think people, if they pay by a day late, they'll hold it until the next settlement. So Mr. Campbell advised me that actually occurred here, and so the next one will be much larger. Redwood Living for the second half settlement for their development incentive agreement on Redwood, Dahlheimer, Buxton, 106, 642, 76. Did I read the amount for Echelon? There's so many of them on here. 48, 307, 49 for Echelon. $106,642.76 for Redwood. Milford Board of Education, that is our make-whole payment on the Milford TIFs, $895,204.72. Claremont Northeastern, that is our TIF settlement for the Round Bottom Road area, $28,636.94. West Claremont, second half TIF settlement in the amount of $1,680,366.16. Great Oaks Institutional Technologies, that's the second half TIF settlement for $30,890.62. And we also have an award on here for Morton Salt for our 25-26 highway rock salt in the amount of $195,000. And that concludes the purchase orders.
Thank you, Mr. Wright. Gentlemen, any discussion? None. Hearing none, roll call, Mr. Campbell.
Mr. Dills?
Yes.
Mr. Becker?
Yes.
Mr. Logue?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Item 2, gentlemen, seek a motion to approve the 2025 Halloween trick-or-treat hours. This establishes Halloween trick-or-treat hours in Union Township as Friday, October 31st, 2025, between 6 and 8 p.m. Do we have that motion?
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? Hearing none, roll call, Mr. Campbell.
Mr. Dills?
Yes.
Mr. Becker?
Yes.
Mr. Logue?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Item 3, SWAP 4G 2025-2026 road salt contract continuation. Gentlemen, do we have a motion to continue the 2025-2026 winter salt program with Morton Salt, the lowest responsive, most responsible bidder? The township is a member of SWAP 4G, which is the entity that administers the bidding. The price per ton is $82.24 for 2,400 tons. Do we have that motion?
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? Hearing none, roll call, Mr. Campbell.
Mr. Dills?
Yes.
Mr. Becker?
Yes.
Mr. Logue?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Item 4, Union Township Fall Junk Days. Gentlemen, seeking a motion to establish Union Township Fall Junk Days for November 6th through November 8th, 2025, hosted at the Union Township Service Department, Annex 4312 Glenessee Withensville Road, Cincinnati, Ohio 45245. Hours of operation, Thursday and Friday, 7 a.m. to 5 p.m., and Saturday, 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. Do we have that motion?
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion, gentlemen?
None.
Hearing none, roll call.
Mr. Dills?
Yes.
Mr. Becker?
Yes.
Mr. Logue?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Item 5, approval of 2025 Tax Incentive Review Council, Turk recommendation. Gentlemen, it's a motion to approve and accept the recommendations of the 2025 Tax Incentive Review Council taken at the August 6, 2025 Turk annual meeting for all applicable enterprise zone agreements, tax incentive agreements, community reinvestment agreements, or other tax incentive granted within Union Township, Claremont County, Ohio, pursuant to Ohio Revised Code Section 5709.85 Echo. Do we have that motion?
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? Roll call, Mr. Campbell.
Mr. Dills?
Yes.
Mr. Becker?
Yes.
Mr. Logue?
Yes.
Motion carries.
All right, that brings us to item 6, Township-wide facilities access control upgrade discussion. Mr. Wright wants to present a enthralling discussion on our
Sure.
access cards.
And I will be very brief because we got a lot in front of us. So our access control system, 20 years old. We have sort of a scab together security system, camera infrastructure. The current system that we have, and I'm not going to talk about the software system because it's a security infrastructure record. It's absolutely deplorable. We can't figure out what the doors are. Matt, it resets. We have issues. It's aging out.
That's the answer, huh?
Yeah.
I thought it was the most bizarre thing when I first was elected and I was here, and one day I locked my wallet with my key card in my office and I came upstairs and I was like, I'm locked out. And at the time, is Bob McGee was the other trustee, and he's like, here, I got you. I'm like, you got a key to my office? I'm like, that's odd. So that's the answer. Okay.
It's the access control system. It's absolutely, I don't know if that's the specific answer that occurred,
Hey!
but we have
I
issues.
know it was not private.
No, we have issues with the doors. We have issues with the user groups. The panels reset on their own. They fail open, they fail closed. We just had an issue where we had a brief, and I don't know if you guys experienced it at the PD, but we had a brief power outage. It was less than 30 seconds here about a week and a half ago for some reason around here. And it threw our entire access control system into a complete upside down mess. It's a significant project, and Lieutenant Blankenship has been working on this with two or three different providers. Very expensive. It's all expensive. It's just a matter of degree. Provided the board with the quote. The good news is we've been able to negotiate a system. It's through Mobilecom. It's about a total amount of around, I'd just say round numbers, $425,000. The good news is there's an upfront payment that we will pursue either later this year or early next year, depending on how the budget wraps up, and I'll work with Mr. Campbell on that as we look at our appropriations and whether we're trending over and under. But then we'll be on a pay-as-you-go, because there's no way they can complete this project in less than probably 22 to 24 months, I'm guessing. So we'll be able to implement as we go to do this, which is good in that. And by the end of that, we'll have all our access control integrated into this system. Phase 2 includes camera integration, and then it gives us a new architecture and backbone to basically finish the existing facilities that we have. We have some facilities that are still hard locked and really don't have cameras and things, and we'll be able to add to that over time. So I know it's a lot, but it's a big deal, and it's something that I don't believe we can afford for this to break. It's just like the computer-aided dispatch. It's one of those things that you become so reliant upon it, you can't afford for it to break before you fix it. You have to upgrade it. So I just want to make you guys aware of that, any discussion or whatever. If you want to hear the nuts and bolts about access control, Lieutenant Blankenship knows all about it, what it does, the system, but I think I've kind of given you a high level unless you really want to get down in the weeds on it.
Trustee Dills?
I just want to hear what Mr. Becker has to say on it.
I've heard everything I need to know.
What's your
Well, so
temperature?
what's your perspective on it?
I'm a yes vote.
So what's the, you said $400,000. What's the schedule? Right, it sounds pretty emergent that this needed to be one of those capital budget items that was funded yesterday. So, I've been wanting us to move towards having some items like that would be, right, like capital budgeting for here's a building cost, here's an expense, it's gonna be foreseeable in the next 3 to 5 years.
Yeah, that's
So
why
it's not emergency, that's what
Yeah.
I'm saying, like, it seems like it's fun, it's something that is emergent now, but we frankly should fund already, yesterday, today, let's go.
Yes.
So what's the schedule look like?
The schedule looks like as soon as, I think Lieutenant Blankenship will secure that he has the quote, I'll probably put the purchase order in. I wanted to get the board's feedback first on that. Put the purchase order in. We can send it out DocuSign, which will allow me to execute the contract depending on the budget. And I want to talk to Mr. Campbell about the budget because it is a big number that we will have to encumber this year, and we may want to look at. I think we can limp along through September, through the end of this year, right? But I think we'll also need to marshal resources to make sure we're prepared to execute on our side.
What would be the reason to limp along?
Well, from a budgetary perspective, it's about fund allocation and the appropriations and wanting to make sure that, I know we have funding reserves, but I don't necessarily know that, it just depends on if they'll honor the quote for longer than 30 days. If they won't honor the quote for longer than 30 days, then we may move on it now. If they will honor the quote for longer than 30 days, prices move, right? We may be able to stretch that out because every dollar that we say, we earn interest on every dollar we have in the bank right now, so.
That's another place
Yeah.
I was just gonna go, is say, sometimes, and a lot of times, there's, financed options for different pathways. So is this a finance option?
They're essentially
pathway, which
doing
I know
that
you're
for
a
us.
no on financing.
But they're essentially letting us pay as we go as they implement the project. So
Okay.
it's a large, a large down payment. because they have-
400,000 then?
No,
Okay.
no. It's 100,000. There's a tranche of 100,000 due, and then we'll be on monthly installments. It's just like it's basically like the body
Yeah.
cams in a certain way, because they're gonna have a big tranche of equipment that they have to buy, right? So there's an upfront cost of about 25%. And then they're gonna implement and build those costs, and there's labor costs as they implement and roll that out. The bulk of the work is at this building. There are 68 doors in this building that are access controlled.
Okay.
So the rest of it's all our satellite facilities. We'll start here and work our way out.
Aside from,
We will have to run a zombie system next to the system until we implement the new system too, so.
aside from having a new system that fully supports the former capabilities, is there new capabilities that the new system's gonna bring on?
So-
Easier access, like easier administration, control
Yes.
certain doors?
Yes, there is the ability, Matt and Lieutenant Blankenship have sat extensively through the demos. It's very similar to a platform that we used when we were in Loveland, where we had granular control of the schedules. We had granular control of the doors. We were able to tell what doors were what. You have camera integration into the system, which is an incredible asset for us, because right now, we're either on IT or IP or some DVR cameras, and you know, you can actually get in the system and see when cameras are working and when they're not, and it's a very powerful tool. The other cool part about this is it's an open source platform that, you know, and I think the licensing was for 10 years, is that correct? So if after 10 years, we don't like this software platform, and assuming the equipment's still viable, we could pursue another software platform, you know, that runs on the same stuff. So anything, that was one critical component of this, is we did not want proprietary
That's huge.
stuff, because we want to be able to open source.
That's
Yep.
huge.
So,
Great work on
Unlike
tracking
the
that
Motorola
open source.
radios.
it is a Motorola product, full disclosure, but
What was the question?
Motorola radios that we
is it,
spent out the wazoo for.
or it's a mobile comm product, but yeah, Motorola's got the market cornered on the radios. I can't really do anything about that, so.
Flex with our CAD system too, we do it.
Yes, so. That's all I have. I mean, I just needed some feedback from the board. If you want me to just push this forward or not, I'll just go ahead and push it forward. You guys will see purchase orders.
Mr. Chairman, I guess a thought I'd like to share with the board, just kind of generally on the topic. I'm a believer in technology, especially when it comes to security. Not saying we need to have the best of the best that's out there, but whatever makes the most sense at a price point. And that's why I was so quickly saying, yeah, I've heard enough, I'm in. That's why.
Trustee Dills, anything?
Nope, we're good. Gonna put it on for, well, do you wanna defer till next year?
I want to look at the budget with Mr.
Right.
Campbell at the end of this year, but if we have the funds available, I'd like to try and get it encumbered and get started, because it's a big project. But if we have to wait till December, maybe, or at the end of the year, I don't think that'll be a problem. We'll figure it out, so. I mean,
Alright.
we'll move on as quick as we can.
All right. Is that it for item 6?
That's all I have for that, and I appreciate the feedback from the board.
Item 7, Union Township 911 Communication Center CAD upgrade discussion.
I'm going to turn that over to Chief Reese. He's got about a minute and a half to 2 minutes and high-level stuff here.
Yes, sir, I'll make it very brief. Just real quick to give you a yeoman's knowledge of CAD, that's our computer-aided dispatch. It's really the brain center of our communication center. All our reports go through there, master names, people, contacts we've made over the last 16 years that we've been with alerts, so a big part of our whole process. Right now, we are with alerts, and in my 27 years in Union Township, we've only had 2 CAD systems, Interbadge and alerts, and then over the last 5 years, alerts has changed ownership twice, quite simply, we believe it's a failing system. We've had a lot of issues with it, and we have concerns about long-term viability with it, which is why we've started to look to different products. Over the last couple of months, Sergeant Graham and Lieutenant Hines have brought in 3 different vendors. Motorola Flex, which is the one we like the most, Central Square and Pro Phoenix. They each of the 3 of them did an 8-hour demonstration on how their product works. We're very fond of the Motorola product, and it's also about $500,000 less over 5 years than the other 2 products. So we believe it's a better product for what we're doing at a cheaper cost, and they're very flexible in how they're willing to allow us to pay that off, whether it's front-loaded over 5 years, front-loaded in the first year, front-loaded in the back year, or even across all 5 years. They've been very willing to work with us. Just want to hit on some key points about Motorola Flex and why we'd like to go to them. They've really separated themselves from the other companies when it comes to integration. They slot directly into the Motorola ecosystem that we already have, our radios and our CallWorks 911. So the unit status and location flow into our CAD without the need for middleware, which can be fragile. We've spent a lot of money on that over the years. Basically, instead of several different products trying to help us accomplish our goal, we've got one simple product with Motorola Flex, and it cuts out a lot of the middlemen, so to speak. Their organizationally, their mapping really stood out with us. They provide us with real-time automatic vehicle location in the field, so we're able to track our people better and what they're doing more easier. It slots into the radios that we already use, the GPS capability installed in our current 8PX radios will also enable the dispatchers and users to see and track our police and fire personnel better. And as Mr. Wright had mentioned earlier, if we decide to go with the Motorola product for our security systems, I think that this will partner better with our video cameras that we talked about earlier. So it's going to allow us to tap into those cameras in case we need them for investigations. Both of them being Motorola products, they'll integrate better. And really, for us, it comes down to integration and interfacing. Going with a new CAD system is going to be something that's going to take the better part of a year just to get all of our information to interface with this new product, to go from alerts essentially to Motorola. That's kind of why we'd like to get started on this sooner rather than later. I'd really like to get started on it at the beginning of 2026 because it's going to be about a year process to get all that information to interface and integrate over. So all in all, we just really feel like the Motorola Flex product is the best for us. And it comes at a cheaper rate. Just to give you an idea, if we evened it out over 5 years, it's a lot like our body cameras and our tasers. You'd be paying it out over 5 years, and it'd be roughly, if you even it out over 5 years, roughly $154,000 per year. Now that first 5 years, that includes everything. There would be no additional cost. Additionally, I just would add this, their troubleshooting has been exceptionally better than the other products we've used. Motorola Flex's rep actually lives in the county. They may live in the township, I'm not sure. We really believe that their customer service, if we do have issues, is going to be significantly better than some of the other vendors that we brought in. So, as we stated earlier, there's the need for some pretty significant upgrades in our dispatch center over the next 5 years. We've talked about 911. CallWorks will probably be going out of business here in a couple of years. That's going to be something down the road that we're going to need. But our dispatch consoles will absolutely have to be replaced by 2028. Significant cost that comes with that. You're probably looking at close to $400,000 just to replace those consoles by 2028. So significant amount of money to upgrade our dispatch center over the next 3 to 5 years.
Trustee Dills?
Thanks, Chief Reese. From my understanding, we don't have a choice. We have to upgrade this, and the clock is ticking, correct?
We've had significant issues with alerts over the last year that has slowed down our processes.
Yeah. All good. I got nothing, sir.
Trustee Becker?
Really is the same answer as previous. I'm a believer in technology. This is public safety related, and sounds like it's important to do the upgrade. I'm on board.
Chief, what was the total dollar figure roughly again?
For the Motorola Flex, the new CAS system, it'd be roughly $154,000 over 5 years. So if you do the math, $154,000 annually over the next 5 years. So if you do the math, probably close to $700,000, $750,000.
Okay. Okay.
Now, if you throw the CAD consoles in, you're talking about another $398,000.
And those are needed as well?
Those are needed by 2028. We'll need them.
And it's $390,000.
$390,724 is the total on the consoles.
So we call it 400. So 1.1 million by 2028. Rolling through 2028, rolling through 2029,
Yes.
2030 with 154,000 plus. So okay, 1.1 million roughly. Okay. How far out would getting the project started be?
Motorola's been in contact with us. They're ready to go. They're just kind of waiting for our timeline as far as purchasing the product.
Okay.
So doing the math with the Motorola Flex, it'd be 770,000 over 5 years.
Okay. And technically, I know keeping our in-house dispatch, that's the path, but transparently, there is a choice there. The choice is we could not have our own in-house dispatch and we could go to the Claremont County dispatch system, right? Can you share a little bit about, I know that that's been an issue pushed previously, so.
Yeah, and I don't have raw numbers for you. This was something that we looked at several years ago. It actually would have cost us more. The comm center not only wanted us to pay for the additional dispatchers that they would need to handle our call volume,
Yeah.
but we'd also be paying on a per-call basis. Again, I don't have the numbers for you. I'm confident that it would be more expensive
Right.
to go with the comm center. And just the quality of service that we would receive. I mean, if we go with the comm center, we're basically in the queue along with 6 or 7 other departments in the county.
Yeah,
And-
I asked that, and I put that out there just as the transparent piece that, you know, that when the project moves forward, keeping an in-house dispatch, and making these upgrades, there inevitably will be some people that want to question the process and the due diligence involved. And I know that historically, I've looked at that, looked into the numbers. To me, it makes sense that we have the quality of our own dispatch center. But technically, people would say there is an option. And Trustee Becker, as you ping the piece of technology, I agree with that. I'm gonna bring it up one more time. I don't know what the demo and the costs are, but drone as a first responder by flock safety is one thing I was talking about earlier. And just a couple quick statements here, facts. 78% of service calls are first responded to by flock aerodromes. 20% of calls are resolved without dispatching patrol. 86 seconds is the average time to reach calls for service. And then 89% increase in subjects being located. So bad guy with a gun or missing person or whatever that may be. At the same rate, it seems like reducing the patrol miles driven, traffic and stuff of that nature. So that, again, we're on the same page why that piece of technology, to me, is fitting with call center discussions, but also is something to be forward-looking and thinking about as well when we look at these technology integrations. So, thank you. Item 8, Union Township Road Resurfacing Program, ORC 4504.181, license plate fee discussion.
Thank you, Mr.
Mr. Wright.
Logue. Thank you. So House Bill 62 created 2 new permissive taxes. One was for municipalities. It's an obscure code section. The other one is 4504.181. Township currently levies $25 levies a total, we collect, is it a total of $25 in the township on the plate fees? We have the ability to go up to 30 with the passage of House Bill 62. You know, one of the things that's unique about the township, unlike our surrounding communities, is we have created and sustained a pretty robust, resurfacing program through, economic development tools, creative financing, a whole nine yards. But at the end of the day, the hole is too great to dig out of with the existing revenues, just the deferred maintenance on that. And so what I'm asking the board is for some direction, because there's some time to implement it. I just learned today, the earliest we can collect the tax is if we adopt it between now and June of 25, if we adopt it between now and June, we can begin collections in 27. So, this isn't an end-all be-all. We probably have 55 to 60,000 registered vehicles. We estimate conservatively it could net, $250,000 or more to the township in additional funding that would be placed directly into the road program to sustain and augment that current capital expense. Because, without it, we're gonna lose traction. Other communities run road levies. I know where I live, I pay almost $70 a year for a road levy. I would not recommend that we do that. I think that user fees are a more appropriate way to go. I wish the General Assembly would give us more user fees that we could deploy, but this is the best I have right now, and I just want to get the board's direction on it because there's some specific ORC compliance requirements that I have to take as far as scheduling and noticing public hearings, some significant expense on that. And then there's a series of hearings, not less than 3, not more than 10 aside from each other. And Mr. Campbell and I have looked at the numbers up and down, and, especially with these pending security and infrastructure capital expenses that are coming up in the next 2 to 3 years, I mean, we have to pivot. So that's where I'm at. I just need some direction from the board.
Trustee Dills.
Roughly, I know it varies, ballpark, how much revenue will this bring in for the roads?
If
Ballpark.
it's $5 a plate times 55,000, I think the last check, we looked at,
285?
yeah, 285. I want a conservative. I was shooting a little low.
250?
Yeah, just say $250,000.
Yeah, I mean,
This year, that'd be almost, what, two miles of roads? Yeah.
I don't want a roads levy, gentlemen, and I've got 4 vehicles with my Harley. It's $20 a year. It's fine. So, I'm in favor of it. Mr. Chairman, that's all I got.
Trustee Becker.
So first off, I agree with the philosophy of a user fee over a property tax, roads levy. What I'm confused about, or what I'm struggling with, is just in the past few months, we've had some votes on parks and recreation related items, of which I voted no on. And when I voted no, my reasoning was, we got the deferred maintenance problem with roads. Let's put that money into the roads. When we get the roads caught up to where they should be, then we can discuss, I think at that point, parks and recreation or other alternatives with money. And if I recall the discussion correctly, or at least my takeaway was that, spending that money wasn't a problem. We got enough money for the roads. This is why I'm confused. So if we had enough money for the roads a few months ago, why do we need to add on this user fee to add more money or to collect more money from motorists to put into the roads? That's the issue I'm having with this. So the takeaway for you, Mr. Wright, is don't count on my vote for this. That concludes my
Okay,
remarks.
so you're a no on the user fee.
I said
The
don't count on
roads-
my vote.
Okay, oh, sorry, all right.
That's different from a no, but you can interpret it that way. It's a lean no. How's that?
But
It's not a hard no.
It's a lean no, but I know you well enough that it's a no.
We'll see when
That's my
when
perspective.
the time comes.
So,
I might surprise you.
well, I mean, it's, I
Consider
think, I
yourself-
think Joe and I could, Joe,
I'm not even
Joe,
gonna-
how's he gonna vote?
He's not gonna vote for it, but I
Yeah,
can't even,
there we go.
so I think when you see Veterans Park finished, I think it's gonna be packed, and I stand by my vote. And, I tell you what, I was just there this past weekend. No, we're good. And I'm not even gonna debate this, so
No.
I said what I said. So
Yeah, hey.
I'm in favor of it.
Hey, I'm with you. I'm just gonna address, I think, two pieces there, and that's, one, we went from historically, and this is before you board members being here, a mile or a little less than a mile a year in the repavement program of 133 miles 133 miles in the township, and being a mile per year or less, $200,000 roughly per year. That left so many roads and miles of roads in disrepair from that sense that it was a big initiative to fix roads. And it went from 1 mile to 2 miles to 4 miles to 5 miles, and each subsequent year to 10 miles. Last year we did 10 miles, right? Am I mistaken? We did a total of 10 miles, is that right, Mr. Taylor, last year? For 2 million? We got a good deal. We did the volume buy with the county. We got a better deal on that. We lose a little bit of control, but we've done better there. But that was to fix all the failing roads, right? And not to rely on a study and a report from 2011 that just was a straight line algorithm to say, hey, the road's good, and you could be standing in the middle of a pothole and say, well, no, the study's terrible, it's garbage, but hey, if I want to be a non-transparent government, I can say, hey, the study's good. So we did fix the roads last year. And parks, you know, it always gets forgotten, I think, but there was a park right next to TQL where they grew for another 1,000 employees. And we sold that park to TQL for about $1.2 million. And we reinvested that money from the sale of the park into the park system here in Union Township. And frankly, having, like Mr. Dill said, more utilization out of the parks, like Veterans Park and Clippers Park, that's actually taking care of the asset. Otherwise, develop it, bulldoze it, don't have a park, because of 60 acres of a unused park, that's a terrible, you wouldn't spend money on something and then just put it in your house and have no use out of it, right? You just wouldn't do that, especially if it's other people's money. Spend other people's money on something, put it in your house and just look at it, but no one ever gets to touch it or use it. That's not what we would do, so.
Park should be
anyway.
well maintained and look nice. I certainly agree with that.
Well, and that's why they're actually getting utilization now after we've made some upgrades, Trustee Dills and I. So, but anyway, license plate fee, thing being asked as far as would I be supportive of a user fee to be able to reimburse or go back into our road program? Is that
That's
the
basically-
end question?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I'm fine with that. It makes sense. However, I do want to get some complexity background. You might be able to educate me on this because of State House stuff. Gas tax, right? Gas tax has been the issue for funding roads, but now that's different. Has that changed now? And Mr. Wright, you may be more up to speed on it than, I don't want to put Trustee back on the spot with it, but I'm just, from your
But there's a
years of being
number
in the State House, you know what I'm talking about between electric vehicles now, and it's like they're getting utilization on the roads, but they're not paying the gas tax.
Oh, they are now.
So where is that going? They are now paying it? How's it work?
When you renew your license plate, I think it's $100 for a hybrid, or an additional 100, and 200 for a fully electric.
Okay. Okay, see, there you go. You do know that.
So just a little bit on
Is that it?
the user fees that you have now. So there's a whole bunch of different statutes. So Claremont County gets to keep 70% of a lot of plate fees that come out. And we get 30 of quite a bit of the permissive money. And I would argue the county has plenty of money to pave roads. Not that I'm taking a shot at our friends at the county, but they have the ability to generate sales tax, and Union Township generates probably 25 to 35% of the total revenue collected in the county coffers on on an annual basis, just based on the economic development activity here. And, thankfully, the county engineer has put some more money into the county roads, in the township. But, they take quite a cut from us. And, we don't see a lot of that sales tax revenue in return. And that's all I'm going to say. So,
Is a lot of the budget controlled in the engineer's office? Is that what
no, it's
or
controlled
through the
primarily by the
commissioners?
county commissioners.
County commissioners?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I wish we could get,
And that's part of the, like, when I go and I pay for my license plate annually.
yeah, they get permissive, well, that's just license plate fees.
Okay.
They collect, there's a breakdown, and Cindy gets a copy of the breakdown, and she can see all the permissive taxes, and, there's a cut that goes to the county, and then we get a small cut, and another cut, and then we get our fees. But then, I think there's a larger discussion of, there's a lot of sales tax that comes out of this, there's a lot of sales tax revenue that comes out of Union Township. We're a donor state, make no mistake about it, compared to other organizations. So, in the larger the larger context of that, we have to look for every source of revenue we can. Because I don't necessarily think, I can tell you with our CDBG grant process, straight out, Mount Carmel, high population, LMI population, we've applied 2 or 3 years in a row for funding at Mount Carmel with a 35% local match or more, and they've elected to give that money to other communities. There's more LMI people in Mount Carmel than there are in entire villages in other parts of the county.
And that's going through the economic development.
Yeah. And I've
with
set
the
a meeting
board of
with
the
them
county
because I'm not happy.
And the county commissioners.
I think there's a broader conversation that needs to happen.
Yeah.
And I don't want to muddy this particular water here, and I'm probably not making any friends here. But at the end of the day,
That's fine, we're not here to make friends.
no, we're a donor state. There's no question.
Sounds like Mr. Loke's running for commissioner.
I think that you both should. Yeah.
But anyway, I appreciate your support. I'll push that forward. I'll work with Brody to make sure we dot all our i's and cross all our t's on the license plate fees.
Okay.
And I just,
I'm not running a campaign on license plate fees, if that's what you're asking me to do. Mr. Becker might.
My temperature on this is I'm in favor of it, sir.
thank you.
All right.
We'll pledge to put it right back in the program. Mr. Campbell's already told me it's hands off, it's going in Matt's paving program budget, so, if it goes through.
That's great.
I appreciate the support.
What was your rough estimate that you think it generates in a year?
I conservatively estimated $250 if it's $5 a plate times 50,000. It could be a little more, you know, but we won't collect till 27.
But if everybody in the township's like Mr. Dill's here, then that's 200,000 plates.
Good. Well, is it cars like eggs are cheaper in the country? We should all buy a couple more of them, register them. Yeah.
All right. Appreciate it. All right. Great lively discussion. Thank you, gentlemen. Item C, legislation agenda. Item 1, resolution 2025-43. The Milford Village School District TIF District 1 and 2 TIF extension. Gentlemen, do we have that motion to adopt resolution 2025-43?
So moved.
Second.
Hearing no discussion, roll call.
Mr. Dills?
Yes.
Mr. Becker?
Yes.
Mr. Logue?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Item 2, resolution 2025-44. Gentlemen, do we have a motion to adopt resolution 2025-44, the Wilford TIF District extension?
So moved.
Second.
Roll call.
Mr. Dills?
Yes.
Mr. Becker?
Yes.
Mr. Logue?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Item 3, resolution 2025-45, Sadaka West TIF District extension. Do we have that motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
Hearing no discussion, roll call.
Mr. Dills?
Yes.
Mr. Becker?
Yes.
Mr. Logue?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Item 4, resolution 2025-46, Sadaka Might TIF District. Gentlemen, do we have that motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
Roll call.
Mr. Dills?
Yes.
Mr. Becker?
Yes.
Mr. Logue?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Item 5, resolution 2025-47, Rumpke TIF District. Do we have that motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
Roll call.
Mr. Dills?
Yes.
Mr. Becker?
Yes.
Mr. Logue?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Item 6, resolution 2025-48, McGuire Fields TIF District extension. Do we have that motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
Roll call.
Mr. Dills?
Yes.
Mr. Becker?
Yes.
Mr. Logue?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Item 7, resolution 2025-49, Dahlheimer TIF District extension. Do we have that motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
Roll call.
Mr. Dills?
Yes.
Mr. Becker?
Yes.
Mr. Logue?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Resolution 2025-50, Daniel Court TIF District extension. Do we have that motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
Roll call.
Mr. Dills?
Yes.
Mr. Becker?
Yes.
Mr. Logue?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Resolution 2025-51, Brokamp TIF District extension. Do we have that motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
Roll call.
Mr. Dills?
Yes.
Mr. Becker?
Yes.
Mr. Logue?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Resolution 2025-52, Milford 450, Mike TIF District. Do we have that extension? Do we have that motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
Roll call.
Mr. Dills?
Yes.
Mr. Becker?
Yes.
Mr. Logue?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Resolution 2025-53, West Claremont Excess Property Transfer Agreement. Gentlemen, this adopt resolution approving and entering an agreement with West Claremont Local School District authorizing acceptance, transfer, marketing, disposition, sale of real property from West Claremont District for economic development, redevelopment, job creation purposes. Further authorizing Township Administrator, Fiscal Officer to execute, deliver the agreement and other related matters. Do we have that motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
Do we have any discussion? Anyone have any questions on it? Mr. Wright, do you need to share anything on it?
No, it's just something that we've been working with the school district to put some property back in play. They have some excess property at Summerside that can be supportive for economic development. And obviously, they have no plans for the Brantner site. And just an opportunity, we have a housing problem here in the township. And, you know, they want to see it put back into productive use. We stand nothing to gain here. This is basically helping the district facilitate putting the property back into productive use, so.
Okay. You said housing, is there
Single, yeah, there's a couple of developers looking at like some single-family stuff like that, you know,
It's Brantner site?
Brantner site.
roll call?
Mr. Dills?
Yes.
Mr. Becker?
Yes.
Mr. Logue?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Resolution 2025-54, resolution accepting budget commission amounts and rates. Gentlemen, this resolution accepting the amounts, rates determined by the budget commission, authorizing necessary tax levies, certifying them to the county auditor. Do we have that motion?
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? Roll call.
Mr. Dills?
Yes.
Mr. Becker?
Yes.
Mr. Logue?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Resolution 2025-55, resolution adopting Union Township IT disaster recovery plan. This is a motion to adopt the Union Township IT disaster recovery plan, declaring the plan to be security record and infrastructure record pursuant to Ohio Revised Code. Do we have that motion?
So moved.
Second.
Hearing no discussion, roll call, Mr. Campbell.
Mr. Dills?
Yes.
Mr. Becker?
Yes.
Mr. Logue?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Resolution 2025-56, amended FY25 permanent appropriation resolution, approving amended calendar year 25 permanent appropriations resolution for Union Township. Do we have that motion?
So moved.
Second.
Roll call.
Mr. Dills?
Yes.
Mr. Becker?
Yes.
Mr. Logue?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Resolution 2025-57, nuisance abatement resolution, authorizing abatement approval, removal of vegetation, noxious weeds, garbage, trash, debris pursuant to 50587 of the Ohio Revised Code of the following properties. Item 1, 545 Hamblin Drive, Cincinnati, Ohio, 45255, and item 2, 4472 Timber Chase, Batavia, Ohio, 45103. Do we have that motion?
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? Roll call.
Mr. Dills?
Yes.
Mr. Becker?
Yes.
Mr. Logue?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Gentlemen, comments from the board members. Trustee Dills.
Yeah, I apologize for Mr. Becker by himself last night, kind of getting the gauntlet with the Republican Central Committee. I couldn't be there. I think I had to be, so apologies about that again, Mr. Becker. Sorry you had to be there by yourself and handle the gauntlet. But I guess it was brought up how we don't have any big water or fireworks of development coming to the township, like another TQL, another Children's Hospital, another Jungle Gyms or whatever. I take that as a compliment. I do. I think it's okay. I think we've got a lot of infrastructure going on, a lot of paving going on. That we're all waiting for Glen Estee Bridge to get done. We're all waiting for, you know, so we only have so much green space left in this township. So I think smart development is the way to go. And I don't live in Hamilton County for a reason. So I don't want to. I don't like the city. I like having a decent yard that my kids can play in. I have a dog in the backyard. I don't want to live in Hamilton County. I want to live in Claremont and Union Township, so I'm okay with preserving our green space. And just because we don't have a big fireworks of a TQL coming up every single month, I'm okay with that. And quite frankly, there's over 50,000 residents in this township, and no one ran against us. So clearly, we might be doing something right. And I think we made it crystal clear. We're done with apartments. We're done with the senior housing. We're done with it, at least for now. We're going to pump the brakes on it. So I stand by what I said. I'm okay with it, and I think if I took a survey of 100 people in our township, they would say Union Township we got to relax on the construction, relax on the road paving, relax on all of it, and preserve our green space and do smart development. And we don't have to tear down every tree. So I'm okay with it. I think the township's okay with it, and it's okay that we don't have a big construction project going around every single corner. So just my personal opinion, and that's all I got. That's all I want to say.
Trustee
Thanks.
Becker.
Yes, you know, I probably should have brought this up earlier when we were talking about the fall junk days. So something that I think is going to be interesting to the public is that this is going to be the last junk days.
Hopefully, yes.
At least that's the plan.
Yes,
That's right. Forgot about that.
yes.
So, and it's also later this year than normally because there was just a lot of activity going on in October. So it got pushed out to first week in November, which I don't think anybody's going to complain about that. So the plan going forward with this, and Mr. Wright, correct me if I say something incorrect here or needs clarification. So going forward, so this fall junk day is going to be in the usual location at the, you know, where everybody's been going all this time. The new building down that we're putting together down on Buxton will never be, you know, never say never. It's not, and we don't intend to ever use that for junk days. So what we're going to start doing then next year is issuing vouchers to Union Township residents for their junk as needed. So in essence, then every day becomes junk day in Union Township. So they come up here, they get a voucher that's free. We give that to them. They take their junk down to the Rumpke facility that's in the process of being built. That's down on Rumpke Road. So that's expected to be up and running early next year. This is going to be more convenient for the residents in terms of, again, it's not twice a year, it's every day. They can do junk day. And it's also going to be cheaper for the residents because it's cheaper for us to manage this voucher program than it is to have the junk days twice a year. Anything like that?
No, I think that was part of the partnership with them that we were able to successfully conclude late last year, and then they started construction. And we actually had meetings with Rumpke representatives, it was either last week or the week prior, I forget, everything runs together. But, we had Matt, and we actually I had Lisa send them over some information on Adopt a Highway program. They were very thrilled about that. But the nice thing is we're negotiating the vouchers. And so one of the things Matt's going to make a commitment to is he's going to try with his umpire clicker to have somebody check how many people go through junk days so we can give them an idea of like at least our semi-annual volume. Because I think what it'll be is, we're negotiating that. Obviously, they can't afford to lose money on it, but anything we save is a savings to the taxpayers because we save a ton of time, man hours, resources, and it's just a matter of convenience. You don't have to fill your garage up with junk or your basement up with junk twice a year. You put it in the back of the pickup truck, go get a brush voucher, or not a brush voucher, but a junk voucher. And honestly, the brush voucher program was the inspiration for that because, it's been, when we rolled it out, it wasn't utilized that much. He does a ton of them now. I know that. And I believe the junk vouchers will be the same thing. So I'm really thrilled that, and Rumpke's been super receptive. So.
Good.
Yep.
Yeah, I'd be super receptive to them adopting State Route 32.
Yeah,
Adopt the
well,
highway.
we can make suggestions to them about Adopt the Highway, so they were interested.
Oh, good, all right. That's all I have, Chairman.
Thank you. Mr. Wright, remind me the economic impact of that facility there on Champions Way.
So that's,
Speaking of, as Mr. Dills references, jobs and
Sure.
economic development.
the best part about that is it opened up an additional 31 acres for industrial development. And, the infrastructure, we sort of had some of the infrastructure there from the Hamilton Safe project, but, I'm a big believer that activity breeds activity. And by putting that in, and then I think their initial estimate was a $15 million facility. Actually, we saw the OEQA stuff that came through. It's going to be closer to 17, I think. They're actually going to run an LP plant there so they can do natural gas trucks, which is better for all of us. And, I think they talked to us, it was probably 25 to 35 jobs to start, and it could probably double in the next 5 to 7 years. Their growth curve out here is this. And so that's just the start of it. They have other tenants. There's 3 other outlots in that development. That'll be industrial. And so, my understanding is they're talking to both of them. And those could be 25, 35, 45 job employers. Again, there are not a lot of people that are building 2, 3, 4, 500 job factories right now. But I'm a big believer that small business, family-owned business, small business is the backbone of America. And if we can put 31 acres into play and create 100, 150 jobs there, that's a win for the township because it'll make the land that's sat next door without sewer for forever, in River Valley, much more valuable because now you can have normal industrial uses instead of light office uses because you're discharging not into a septic system, but you're discharging into a sanitary sewer plant. And that's a big deal. I know Mr. Campbell spent a lot of time in industrial manufacturing, and he knows, not heavy industrial, but industrial has different wastewater requirements, different water requirements than a guy that might park some equipment and have a small office in there. And again, it's a slow burn down there, but it's going to occur. Nobody ever thought that Hamilton Safe would be there, and here they are, and thank God they're there. They're great partners, and I'm glad Rumpke's joining, the group down there, and I think as stuff starts to come out of the ground, more people will want to be down there, so. But I'm not gonna lie, tariffs and interest rates are tough right now. I mean, it's hitting everybody, 7, 8, 10% commercial, loans. It's tough sledding right now, so, all the guys I talk to.
Yeah. And then there's already some positive traction on the site right next to Aldi and Steak and Shake?
Oh, yes, yes. So in fact, we exchanged emails today with the guys, the Bonnell Hill guys. They came in, they wanted to know if we were going to make them come back to the board to change some of the brick colors and exterior colors. And we said, of course not. Build your development, let's go. And we're working on the access management and all that with our 4-acre site. So that's positive. I think that's getting some traction. So, and our site is actually getting traction too. I just looked at a concept plan with the guys from Missouri. Today, they sent me a revised one, and it's ultimately going to be finding a user, but we've got some people that are interested, so.
And you think it's gonna fall in line with, kind of a vision of a Main Street
Sure.
project type
Oh,
vision?
yeah. The guys from Missouri, they have the same shared vision that our friend at the Cove has with that kind of that mixed-use building and sort of that feel, and they definitely get it. I can tell you that.
Okay. Okay, great. Trustee Becker, you said you had something additional you wanted to add?
Yeah, thank you, Chairman. So when Mr. Wright said something about an outlet, it triggered my memory of something else I'd like to announce to the public. And so it has to do with the Wawa. There was 2 or 3 outlets with that.
Yeah, there's 2 left. Yep.
Okay, so there's a total of 3, there's 2 remaining. So one of those outlets is a McDonald's. It is now open for business. I have been there, got a mobile order, got the fish fillet special with free fries. It is Becker approved. That's all I have, Chairman.
I drove past that on the way in, and I was gonna ask about it, but I was like, he might think that I'm like poking fun at him or something and take it insulting, but nope, you show me up.
Already
Yeah.
there doing business.
Already doing it,
Free
already
food,
doing it,
Mr. Becker will be there.
already doing it, so. Hey, Joe, there's a lot of hurting people in the world, and if those people are going to attack towards you and Trustee Becker for not facing opposition in an upcoming election because the community feels that you're doing a good job, I just, you can only do so much. We talked to Claremont County Mental Health Recovery Board earlier tonight, right? And prevention is apparently the key there. So everyone's trying to continue to lean into where they can. I think there's no black and white answer for those issues, but, my personal belief is that's what God's for. So,
Do you have any suggestions for anybody that should go see the mental health and recovery center?
I don't know enough about it. I want to ask Mr. Becker, but,
That was a slight, that was a joke. We're good.
this is a list of upcoming events we're going to get into here. So, Union Township Zoning Commission meeting scheduled for Wednesday, September 24th, 2025 at 7 p.m. has been canceled. No cases for review. The Union Township Board of Zoning Appeals meeting scheduled for October 2nd, 2025 at 7 p.m. has been canceled. No cases for review. The Union Township Board of Trustees' next regular meeting is scheduled for Tuesday, October 14th, 2025 at 6 p.m. The Union Township fireworks celebration will take place this year on Saturday, September 13th, 2025. This community event includes Touch a Truck and Block Party. Bring your family and friends for our annual fireworks show presented by Rozzi's Famous Fireworks. Mount Moriah Cemetery will host the annual lantern lighting event on Saturday, September 20th, 2025 from 5 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. Union Township is honoring our nation's veterans and active military with a multi-day military tribute event this October at Veterans Memorial Park. This event features the Traveling Vietnam Wall and Cost of Freedom tribute that will be on display Thursday, October 9th through Sunday, October 12th. Learn more about military tribute event at utclaremont.gov. Mark your calendars and join us for the second annual Sip and Shop at the Union Township Civic Center on Saturday, October 18th, 2025 from 12 p.m. to 4 p.m.
Got one question, sir.
Yes, please.
Mr. Wright, is there any kind of opening ceremony for that wall or anything
Oh,
special
yes,
when
we
they
have
first
a
do it?
full, yeah, we got a full 4. So there'll be and again, it's been a committee of people planning it. There'll be a whole bring the wall into town thing, and then there'll be an opening ceremony. Because it takes like a day to set it up. When it comes in, it takes like a whole day, it's all hands on deck, they set everything up.
So they'll probably set it up Wednesday.
Yes,
Okay.
yes, and then it'll be up on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and then Sunday is the last day. And then there's candlelight vigil at the end of that.
and there'll be engagement opportunities, there'll be special events. There's a whole program.
Cool. All right.
And as we get that finalized, we will push that out to the board.
So it's,
It's gonna be, I mean, it's gonna be a big.
well, shoot, it's next month. So
Correct.
we gotta, when are we gonna have the agenda for that, like the schedule?
The schedule?
Yeah,
I mean, I think she's wrapping it up right now.
okay,
So,
fair enough, okay.
I mean, Matt and I and Lisa just met this morning about finalizing details.
Are we taking any, funds, if people want to offer funds to help support?
I mean, I think, not to put my hat out, but I think Union Township would accept any donations we accept donations if people want to support it.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Executive session, you good?
No, fun part for you.
Motion to enter an executive session pursuant to Ohio Revised Code, Section 121.22, golf as follows. Item 1, preparing for conducting or reviewing negotiations or bargaining sessions, with public employees concerning their compensation or other terms and conditions of their employment pursuant to Ohio Revised Code, Section 121.22, golf 4. Item 2, to consider confidential information related to the marketing plan, specific business strategy, production techniques, trade secrets, or personal financial statements of applicant for economic development assistance and/or negotiations with other political subdivisions respecting requests for economic development assistance, provided that both of the following conditions apply. Alpha, the information is directly related to the request for economic development assistance that is to be provided or administered under any provision of Chapter 715, 725, 1724, or 1728, or Section 701.07, 3735.67 to 3735.70, 5709.40 to 5709.43, 5709.61 to 5709.69 to 5709.73 to 5709.75, or 5709.77 to 5709.81 of the Ohio Revised Code, or that involves public infrastructure improvements or the extension of utility services that are directly related to an economic development project. And bravo, unanimous quorum of the public body determines by a roll call vote that executive session is necessary to protect the interests of the applicant or the possible investment or expenditures of public funds to be made in connection with the economic development project pursuant to Ohio Revised Code, Section 121.22, Golf 8. Do we have that motion, gentlemen?
So moved.
Second.
Roll call, Mr. Campbell?
Mr. Dills?
Yes.
Mr. Becker?
Yes.
Mr. Logue?
Yes.
We're into executive session at 8:02 PM.
All right, thank you.
Thanks for coming out, guys.
We got to read through that to protect. We live?
Turn your mics on, yep.
Mike's on.
Mine's on. There you go.
Gentlemen, this time, entertain a motion to exit executive session with no action taken.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call.
Mr. Dills?
Yes.
Mr. Becker?
Yes.
Mr. Logue?
Yes.
We're out of executive session with no action taken at 8:53 PM.
Request motion for adjournment.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call.
Mr. Dills?
Yes.
Mr. Becker?
Yes.
Mr. Logue?
Yes.
We're adjourned at 8:53 PM.
Logue,